friends, this is Shiraz. Welcome to our channel, runningcompany.in. It's all about running. Every year, I use very different approach to my training. I try and add 2 new elements to my training that will help me to increase my performance. So this year, friends, I have decided to add an elevation training mask to my training schedule. It's been there from long time. The research is on over the effectiveness of a training mask. So here I am. I will be using this training mask for entire training schedule and seeing the effectiveness. So let's do the small unboxing of the altitude or the elevation training mask 2.0. Let us unbox. That's a small strap. Maybe it's just to adjust your training mask just in case if it doesn't fit you well. Before I go into the unboxing, there is also somewhere I could see that there is the sizing chart. Yes, exactly here there is a sizing chart. So it's small, medium and large, and it depends on your body weight. So small is between 45 to 70 kilograms, medium is 70 to 115 kilograms, and the large is for 115 plus. So as we unbox, there's a sticker that you can use it, looks cool. Manual. It tells you, first thing is the warning sign, who should be using and who should not be using. I guess it's not for the people who have a sleep apnea, not for the people who have a hypertension and vertigo or any such medical condition. So for them it's appropriate to take a physician's clearance before you start using the mask. And I think it has a regular stuff on how to put on the mask, and different knobs are there which we'll just see, which will stimulate specific altitude. So let us see how the mask looks like. There's a mask, has a kind of a rubber feel, but I feel the material is good. It may not cause chafing. There are few knobs. I think you can use these knobs to stimulate different altitudes. Yep. That's about it. One more sticker. That's in white color, I believe. There are a lot of benefits of high altitude training that has been studied over a period of time, and that's why you will see a lot of elite athletes will train at high altitude, not only aerobically but also anaerobically. It is also seen that VO2 max has increased when an athlete is training at the high altitude. Training at high altitude also stimulates hypertrophy, it increases endurance, it also increases the overall performance. But whether or not the elevation training mask will increase the performance or stimulate the high altitude is inconclusive. So I decided to buy this elevation training mask, use it for myself. So before we go into the detail, let us understand first. At the sea level, in the atmosphere, there is 20.95% of oxygen. The air that we breathe contains that much of oxygen. So benefit of altitude is, as you climb higher in the altitude, the air becomes thin. That means the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere drops. How does that impact us physiologically? Number one thing is, it increases the red blood cells. Red blood cells, or even the hemoglobin, that is the oxygen carrier. So that's why it can boost the endurance. So while you use the altitude training mask or the elevation training mask, what it does is reduces the oxygen delivery to the working muscle. That means it creates a condition known as hypoxia. Hypoxia is a condition where the oxygen demand increases over the supply. Second is the hyperbaric, where there is low oxygen and the low pressure. Exactly the kind of thing that is stimulated at the high altitude. Third is the elevation or the altitude training. is the environment where there is a reduced partial pressure of oxygen. So it's impossible for most of us to travel to a destination just to do a hypoxic training for 2 to 3 months to stimulate some benefits or to get some benefits out of it. So these devices like the elevation training mask can be used to stimulate a condition which is known as hyperbaric hypoxia. So you'll find that as soon as you wear the mask at your low pace also you may struggle to breathe, and that will help you to increase the strength of your breathing muscles, the lungs and the intercostal muscles. Elevation training mask or the ETM, this device is a multi-patented technology. Now all it does is it will restrict the airflow, so it has a dual channel from where the air intake happens. It has an additional vent to discharge the exhaled air. So additionally, mask comes with the variety of adjustable caps and 3 adjustable flux valves that will stimulate the resistance right from 900 meters to 5400 meters above the sea level. So without a further ado, let's try the mask. It has a velcro strap. I just need to open this velcro. So it goes like this. So one difference, as soon as I was wearing the mask, I could see that is it was restricting my breath and I was breathing heavy. Let us do little hop and jog and see how does it impacts my heart rate. I am also having here with myself a small device which is also known as SpO2 meter. It's a fingertip device that will tell me my heart rate, and it also indicates the oxygen saturation level in the blood. So let's see, it's a small test. With just a minute of jumping jack and a spot jog, I could clearly see that my SpO2 level, that is oxygen saturation level in the blood, dropped from 99% to 94%. My heart rate was unaffected, but definitely the oxygen saturation level were low and I was finding it difficult to breathe. I'll be using this elevation training mask twice a week, once indoor, and I'll be doing my slow long run outside. And I'll be checking my few parameters. One is the heart rate, one is the VO2 max, another is its impact on my CBC, that is complete blood count, whether my hemoglobin count goes up, whether it has any impact on my RBC. So let us put this training mask to test, and I will come back to you with the in-depth review once I've used this mask approximately for 2 months' time. Until then, this is Shiraz signing off. runningcompany.in. It's all about running.